So on the Western Front, the Germans finally slugged their way through Belgium and began advancing in France toward Paris. One of the first major battles of the war, then the Battle of the Marne River, occurred on September 5th of 1914, where the French and their allies were finally able to stop the German advance, saving Paris from certain doom. It's at this point that trench warfare becomes the thing. The two sides settle in to their dig miles and miles of networks of trenches where the soldiers just hang out and pretty much just spend days and days and days waiting on each other. They bomb each other. Someone blows a whistle. They run up out of the trench in what's called over the top, try and attack the other trench, get gunned down, run back into their own trench, wait. The other side tries it. It just led to the slaughtering of thousands and thousands and thousands. Maybe a side would take in 3 months, might advance 5 miles if they were lucky. That industrialization era that we've spent so much time talking about had now developed the new weapons of war. We see flamethrowers, poison gas that will eventually get used. The British developed the first tanks, which are really just big rolling metal boxes to get troops past barbed wire. Ginormous cannons that are like lava. Volkswagen automobile 500 miles. They had to roll these things on railroad cars. They were known as Big Berthas. And it was just a continuous slaughter. Over on the Eastern Front, the Germans and Austrians had a lot more success. Russia advanced early, but then they too were shown once again to be kind of behind the times, and they were able to push further and further east. The Dardanelles campaign, Churchill hoped to put a stop to that, open up those channels around the Black Sea so that they could supply their Russian allies, but that proved to be an absolute naval disaster. A nationalism strategy developed in the Middle East, where they tried to get Arabs and so forth to come and help them. T.E. Lawrence, famous for this, later known as Lawrence of Arabia, a British officer who got Arabs to help in that part of the world. Some of the major battles later on, the Battle of Verdun, where General Philippe Pétain held on for France, where 1 million people died on the two sides in that battle, but Pétain famously declaring they shall not pass, and again defending France from German advances. The Battle of the Somme, maybe the most famous battle out there, was a British offensive, and again with the counterattack involved, casualties totaled over 1 million soldiers for just that one battle. But the war largely at this point settles into a stalemate, with neither side able to move one way or the other until the United States gets into the war.